Okay. There. Okay. So, again, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Just to let you know, my name is Jennifer Baranowski, and I want to share a little bit about myself and the background for this project. So, I don't know if you remember what I said before, but I know that your boyfriend wasn't there, so I'll just say it again. About 7 years ago, I became a mentor to a young boy through an organization called Phoenix Youth at Risk. This is an organization that seeks to end the cycle of poverty. So the idea is to match an adult up with a youth, and through that mentoring, like a big brother, big sister, that reaches out to youth that are at risk to be in the cycle of poverty. So we had our matched, we were matched for like a year and a half, and then we dissolved the match, and we remained friends. But what I discovered in that experience was that the mother and the parents, mainly the mother, is the biggest influence on children. So I decided that the best way for me to help kids get their best start in life was to someday mentor a young mom, maybe a mom who didn't have a good support network, like a young teen mom or something like that. But I never felt called in the capacity to just mentor one mom. And then I started taking this class, which required us to put together a project based on our possibility in the world and what was important to us. So two things are really important to me. First, kids, and that kids get their best start in life. And second is the obesity problem that is happening in the United States of America right now. And it makes, I look around and I see, there's all these really heavy people and overweight and obese, and I see all of the diseases that this is causing. And people are dying at a younger age, so they're leaving their kids and they're leaving their grandkids, too young, and then we're left without our loved ones. So I really would like to create something that would stop this cycle, and it's ruining the United States. I was just reading something the other day that said by 2030, it's estimated that half of all Americans will be obese, not just overweight, but obese. Okay, so have you ever seen the movie Wall-E?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We are literally turning into that movie.
Yeah.
And the consequences are innumerable. Like the healthcare costs are rising, something like $300 billion a year spent on, and the big healthcare crisis right now, right? Just imagine if people were a healthy weight and we could stop this, right? So when I was a young mom, I was 19 when I had my first daughter. This is her right here. What? Yeah, my only daughter, and my first child. And I got WIC. And WIC partnered with Michigan State University and their nutrition department. And they sent a lady who taught us, like on a little movie screen, just kind of like this, some basics about what was going on in the world, whole foods, clean eating, how to shop by ads, how to save money, how to meal plan. And then she actually came over to my house and taught me how to cook in my own kitchen, these really awesome recipes. But she was like, that was a lot of time for her to be like one-on-one going and doing this. So I thought, what if I can combine my love for children and my desire to mentor young moms and put it into like a class with a group of people. And so I made requests from my church community, and they let me use the building. And this is kind of what our church is all about, like reaching out into the community and help. We host homeless people here once a month. And we do something called Hope Kids, which are kids with critical illnesses. We do like activities and stuff with them. So our church does a lot of stuff like this. So everybody was happy to help, and so many people like put effort into this. So I'm really grateful that you guys are here. So basically, it's my desire to pay it forward. What that lady did to me is to give kids their best start in life by equipping young moms with the knowledge they need to set foundation for being healthy. So I come to you as a mom, not somebody with 4 master's degrees and 7 letters behind my name, but just a mom who had her first baby at 19, struggled as a single mom for years, and wanted to give my children the best life possible, and also as a foodie. I love food, and I love to make really good food for people. So if you guys could just introduce yourselves and tell me how old you are, how many kids you have, and what you see as a possibility for coming to this class. because that way they know a little about you.
Oh, okay.
I know about you.
Ray, I'm 24, and I have one kid. She's in there.
And the possibility.
I see for being here is being able to help you and also learn some stuff.
Okay, cool. So I have 3 kids. I have my first at 19, and my possibility in the world is joy, health, and inspiration. So every day I wake up and try to be that in the world somehow, and that's what I created this project out of. How the classes will look is going to be a little PowerPoint presentation, and then we're going to go in the kitchen and we're going to make some food. So as you're sitting here, since you can see I don't have very many people, if you have some friends you can think of, since I'm recording this, I can send the recording to people through like some sort of texting app like WhatsApp or something like that, so they can be up to speed on the first lesson. And if you know anybody who you'd like to invite next week, I would welcome that and appreciate it. Also, as we're going through some of this information, which is a lot about what the trends are today, think about your own lives and how you were raised with your parents, okay? Let's see if this works. Yes! Okay. All right, so what are the current trends in the standard American diet? So the average family eats out 4 times a week. This could be either fast food or sit-down restaurants, and I see 3 potential problems with this one. For instance, 1, the portions served are double or triple those needed to maintain a healthy weight. Number 2, eating out can be quite costly. And number 3, the food may be nutritionally deficient depending on the choices. On any given day, 1 in 3 kids ages 2 to 19 will eat fast food. So that means if you go out on the street and ask just random 3 kids, hey, did you eat fast food today? More than likely one of them is going to say yes. On average, people eat less than 2 servings of vegetables per day and only 1 serving of fruit per day. And that's a problem because we should strive to get approximately 5 to 7 servings of veggies per day and at least 2 servings of fruit. And then adults get about 15 grams of fiber per day instead of the 25 to 38 grams that are recommended. And as you'll learn in the next week's lessons, we need sufficient fiber because it plays a crucial role in our health. So one of the biggest problems are sugary drinks that we consume. On average, adults consume about 8 12-ounce cans of soda per week. So we have a problem with sugary coffee drinks in the United States and a lot of soda. I think those are the big major culprits. So a 12-ounce soda is 10 teaspoons of sugar. That's crazy. 20-ounce soda, 16.5, and then 1 teaspoon of sugar is 4.2 grams of sugar. And then for 2 to 18-year-olds, sugary drinks account for 60% of their total daily calories from added sugar. And in case you didn't know, added sugar is not necessary in our diets at all. There is absolutely no reason to add sugar to our diets because we get enough natural sugar from the whole foods that we eat, and added sugar might be the biggest contributor to our decline in health and our increase in weight as a country. So there's a lot of other things that are that contain added sugar, like, for instance, ketchup, cereal, spaghetti sauce, barbecue sauce, mayonnaise, canned fruit. If you start looking at labels, you'll start seeing the sugar that's added. So, what are the current trends in the activity levels of Americans? The average number of hours per day spent in front of a TV or other video devices are 11 hours for adults, 9 hours for teens, and 6 hours for children. So, now more than ever, with smartphones and tablets attached to all of us, it becomes increasingly difficult to pull away from our devices. Less than 5% of adults get the recommended 30 minutes per day of moderate activity necessary to maintain optimum health. So it only takes 30 minutes of moderate activity per day, like walking or bike riding and playing, to reap huge health benefits, yet only 5 out of 100 adults prioritize this. And then only 1 in 3 children are physically active per day. It used to be that kids played outside, rode their bikes, played tag or other games, and now times have changed so have the activity level of our kids. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's because they don't like playing outside and being active? No, I don't think so either. I would venture to say that it has more to do with what examples parents are setting. And we as parents have so much influence in our children's lives that they watch everything we do. And there's a saying that goes, what parents do with liberty, their children will do with license. Have you guys ever heard of that? Okay, so let me give you an example. So I have a few little tattoos. I have a little tattoo here, a little tattoo here, a little tattoo here. And I have a nose ring, which I don't wear anymore, and like a few holes in this ear, which I don't. Okay, so she grew up seeing that. Now, you can't see this right now, but she has much larger tattoos, more piercings. I came home one day when she was 13 and she had pierced her own lip. Like, I pierced my own ears. Like, it's not, like, I'm not against it. It was like, I was pretty cool about it, right? I didn't make a big deal, you know.
It was really bad for me to take it out.
Well, but she's got two here. I don't know how many in her ears, tattoos. And I have nothing against tattoos and piercings. That's just to show you an example of what I mean. So your kids are watching you, and whatever you do, they're more than likely going to do it to the nth degree. And I'm all for tattoos and piercings. I would get more. It's just, I always find something else I'd rather spend my money on. Okay. So, did I skip one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Just slide 5. The other one, the next lesson she numbered. Let's see, slide 5. Okay, so 70% of the U.S. population is obese or overweight. Overweight is having a body mass index of 30% or higher. So because we are generally inactive and we tend to have poor diets, this is causing an obesity epic. Indeed, childhood obesity has tripled in the last 3 decades. And a child has about a 7 in 10 chance of becoming an obese or overweight adult. Do we want this for our kids? No. And do we want this for ourselves? Nope. So how can we break this cycle and live longer, healthier, more fulfilled lives? So you think of your own parents or your grandparents. Does anyone suffer from diabetes? High blood pressure? Know anyone in your family who had cancer? Heart disease, heart attack, or stroke? So I just ask you, is it time to break the cycle? Yeah? Okay. The risks of carrying excess body fat, especially around the abdomen, are increased mortality in adult life from various diseases such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and many types of cancers. Obese children are at risk of these diseases too. And in fact, children are at risk for insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, polycystic ovarian syndrome, pulmonary and orthopedic disorders, and also psychological problems. So how can we reverse these current trends in our homes? So I don't know if you can see that picture, but one side is all the healthy food and the other side is all the crap. Basically, you are what you eat. So if you put in junk to your body in excessive amounts of it, you're not gonna look or feel good. So the point is to fill our body with healthy whole foods. It all starts at home. So with knowledge, we have the power, and we have the power to help our kids and our families. So if we know what behaviors lead to a life of health and happiness, we can choose the better path and break the cycle. It isn't hard and it isn't dreadful. It's actually fun. So how do we do this? You've probably heard it before, but we need to eat properly, get our bodies moving more, and have fun doing it. If we set simple practices in place, we can easily beat the obesity epidemic. So the first thing I put is eat more fruits and veggies, and that seems pretty simple, right? Eating it is fun, and I suggest eating the rainbow every day, so picking fruits and veggies of all colors. Each day engage at least 30 minutes of active playtime or other physical activity. So make this a priority and schedule it into your day if necessary. Play with your kids. Make regular activity as important as bathing, bedtimes, and school, because our lives depend on it. Consume less sugar. Sugar is the culprit. Be on the lookout for this and avoid it if possible. Set family time limits for TV, video games, and other devices. Figure out a way the whole family can be device-free for specific amounts of time per day, and use that time to get moving, cook together, read, and play games, and engage in meaningful ways as a family. Remember, parents set the example, and make your kids a priority by putting away the phone and focus on having fun with your kids. Eat whole foods instead of fast or processed foods. So my rule with my son is fast food only once per month. So also I suggest throwing out the junk food in your house, the processed snack food, the sugary drinks, don't buy them, and save treats for special occasions. And then last is cook together and eat together. So cooking as a family is fun. Get your kids into healthy foods and make it an adventure and a game. So this is what's on our menu today. We're having homemade macaroni and cheese, and we're going to see how making a staple food that most kids easily like. It can be made with whole foods, much healthier than the processed version, and you can get creative by making different versions. And then we're going to make a fruit snack together, plus a fun breakfast idea, which is a little bit naughty, and I usually save it for special occasions. It's called Flying French Toast Fingers, and so we'll be making that together too. These will be the key ingredients in our recipes. We're going to be using whole wheat noodles, flour, and bread, which has more fiber, vitamins, and protein than enriched white wheat. We're going to be using real cheddar cheese, which has calcium, vitamin D, and protein. By the way, this list is by no means exhaustive. This is just the main things I wanted to point out. Broccoli, that is an optional addition to the macaroni and cheese, and I have a batch prepared with it. I always suggest adding a little bit of veggies into the macaroni because that's another way that you can get veggies into your kids. It's considered one of the world's healthiest foods. A lot of people don't know, but a cup of broccoli actually has more calcium than a cup of milk. So the milk advertisers would lead you to believe that if you're not drinking milk and eating dairy, then you're not getting enough calcium. But in fact, there's a lot of plant foods with calcium. It has fiber and also loads of vitamins. Grapes, they have polyphenols, which prevent many types of cancers. Kiwis are rich in vitamins C, K, E, fiber, and potassium. Chia seeds are considered a superfood. They are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, and protein. It's one of the plants that are a good protein source. Eggs are inexpensive and high-quality protein. They are rich in vitamin B, B2, B6, B12, and D, and various minerals. And that's it for our lesson today.